Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us. Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and we haven't did skating and ranting for a while, and I don't have any work this afternoon because the wife got the flu and the customer doesn't want it, which I agree. This is bad. The flu is really bad. By the way, I've come out of the closet. I help COPWATCH because if you have to ask, you are not free. And that is literally what's going on in America right now. You have to ask. You have to ask for everything. If you're free, you don't have to ask. And you know, even right now on Facebook, I'm shocked. They're letting some of my stuff stick and or stay on the sheriff's page, PUNTA GORDA page, police. And that's because it's supposed to be free speech. They still already violated my rights, so I can still sue them. That's fine. I will gladly do that. You know, but as an example, they're talking about the sheriff posts a thing, you can't wear earphones while driving. That is true. That's probably not good. You can't hear somebody honking. You know, but then somebody's like, well, I'm not sure about this. And I made the statement, if you have to ask, you are not free. And that's true. And literally, I mean, there's even things that I want to do, and I'm not sure if I can do it because I don't know if it's legal. Because, you know, just like you keep hearing me say, literally, everything is illegal and you're not free. The Punta Gorda police are bragging about weed pot busts on their site right now. And, you know, like my statement was, no victim, no crime. What did weed do? We didn't kill anybody. And so now they're crucifying this person on there. You got all these bootlickers. Yeah, good job. Really? Oh, here's your example. Let's do the alcohol prohibition again. I mean, that worked out so well the first time, right? Let's do it again. If you fucking talk shit like that, I'm gonna fucking talk shit like this. Let's ban your goddamn alcohol, because that's a drug. Anything mind altering and mood altering is a drug. Especially alcohol. You know, especially something that you have to process. Alcohol is absolutely processed to make it into a drug called alcohol, which affects your mind and your mood, period. We tried to ban it one time. It made everything worse. Corrupted the cops, the government, made it completely worse. We finally got rid of that. And then here comes Nixon. We had people protesting the war. Because, like one of our presidents said right after World War II, you better stop the military complex or this is never going to stop. And he was correct. We have never stopped being at war since World War II. Actually, World War I, actually. And it's sick, it's sad. So Nixon, to get rid of the protesters and the blacks, one of his aides finally admitted it. They were like, how do we do this? Let's start the war on drugs. They're all high, they're all taking acid, smoking pot. Let's do the war on drugs. You know what, I'm 52, I was in high school in the 80s. I remember the beginning of the war on drugs in Michigan. Oh my God. When I was in high school, luckily it wasn't too bad. I mean, if they busted me with weed, they took it. I sold weed, smoked weed, speeders, acid. Not a big deal, man. No victim, no crime. Didn't hurt anybody. That was their choice to take it. I would have glad to have legally sold it if it was legal, but everything's illegal. And now you see that they've ramped this up as an excuse to have a war on you, to create a military police state, unconstitutional military police state. The U.S. now has more people in jail and prison than the whole goddamn rest of the world. That is sad, and we're supposed to be a free country. We're not free. Not even fucking close. And now Florida, the third largest jail and prison population in America. Somebody reminded me, you got to say in the world too, that's true. In the world. Florida. You've heard me say it countless times. There's two industries in Florida. There is no regular industry, really, to be heard of. The first one is snowbirds. People coming down to visit because we're the warmest frickin' place in the whole nation right now. This is Monday. That's what I heard. We're the warmest place in the frickin' country right now. I'm sweating right now. It's 75 degrees out. I'm skating. By the way, I call this skating and ranting. And it's just sad. So the other thing, industry that they made in Florida is you. You are product. There's a saying here, come on vacation, leave on probation. It's true. Sad, but true. It's really, you know, we're trying to figure out how we ended up in this ungodly fucked up hole. We have a couple theories. Somebody gave a theory because the Bushes live over in Boca Grande, which is Charlotte County. Somebody said because of that, since there's a president, ex-president that lives here, that they federalized all of this area. That's kind of true. The other reason is because the borders, we've literally made our borders 100 miles in from the border, trying to catch supposedly illegals, which that's a lie. They're trying to catch anybody and everybody they can, because jails, police, sheriff, border patrol, probation, all of that is big business now. You are literally fucking commodity. It's sick as fuck. So we wonder if that's the reason why we lost our constitutional rights too, because in that 100-mile in from the border, it is literally like, you can watch it on YouTube, there is no constitution. They just do the fuck what they want. We're in 2018, and Charlotte County Sheriff still has no body cameras, still has no court cameras, still has no car cameras. That's because it's their word against yours. ACLU is pushing for any ticket or arrest has to have video. If not, no ticket, no arrest. We totally agree with that. And then getting to some of the other stuff that I've talked to you about before, and it's still a big story and we're finding out more. We were tipped off that the Charlotte County Sheriff was trying to hide the story that Robert Tuck was fired for having an affair on the job. And by the way, this was when he was married. His wife was having a third baby. He admitted in his internal affairs that it was a second affair. We've heard for years he's having sex all over with people that he pulls over. So we got all the people that he's pulled over. We got 38 pages of people that he's ticketed, arrested, and warned. And we're going to go through there and see if there's any more victims of his corruption. Because here's the thing, he's proven corrupt. This is twice now. He worked at the jail. He got busted for perjury and doing steroids there. By the way, never charged. After that, he married a lady named Kasey Tuck, who embezzled $1.3 million from a condo association from 2006 to 2008. And he is nowhere in the paperwork. None. Nobody will return my call on that. Actually, that's a lie. A couple did, which I'll get to. And actually, I'll just say it right now. Okay, so we got a couple that did talk about it. The head investigator will not talk about it. Called him multiple times. The people that did talk a little bit, there's a couple of people that were on the case that don't even work here anymore. I found out one quit because it was so corrupt here. She was on the paperwork on the case, but she goes, I don't remember nothing. I don't think I really did anything. But then what was funny is, like, she goes, I can't tell you everything. But the person said, yes, it's corrupt as hell. That's why she left. Corrupt to the core. And then the person was actually saying there's a couple things that the person did want me to investigate. There was a female captain at the sheriff's office, either fired or forced to resign. From what we heard, and the sheriff is not answering when we ask, sunshine law request, is she was falsifying the polygraphs. They were getting a bunch of people applying. They're failing the polygraphs, and she still let them in. There again, that leads back to Robert Tuck. Robert Tuck, in his internal investigation at the jail, committed perjury. He was not charged. In Florida, that's a felony. You go to jail, and you can pay a huge fine, and you lose your badge to be a cop. So that was interesting. So that kind of made sense right there. Yes, he failed his polygraph, and they still let him in. And by the way, we found out that was Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell who let him back into the police organization. You know, went from the jail and then back into being a sheriff deputy. Then we got another tip. There was a lady that worked at Human Resources. She was either fired or terminated because she was shredding documents, and we heard about that rumor too. That was online on Google, in the newspaper. The sheriff is so corrupt, he's already scrubbed it off of Google. We already know that he is paying companies to scrub stuff off of Google, because when we do a sunshine law request looking for my name or COPWATCH, we get these papers where they literally list every place they've seen my name and COPWATCH in Charlotte County Sheriff. It's unbelievable. By the way, before the sheriff illegally took down Live Free or Die People channel, YouTube channel, 5 years of work, 77 million views, 66,000 subscribers, 4 million views a month. He illegally took it down because he was getting an accreditation, and we had everybody call in to tell about the corruption. And that same day he took my channel down. Very sad. Freedom of speech is dead here. Big time. Then we got another tip from a guy that was on that Kasey Tuck case that was embezzling. And he doesn't work there anymore either. And he said he cannot confirm or deny how corrupt it is there, which means yes, it's corrupt as fuck. He does work in law enforcement somewhere else, in fact in a higher place. And he said, I can't tell you anything, but yes, that's a very dirty case. And this is the head investigator talked to. Try to leave a message to the head investigator, he won't return the phone call. Unbelievable. So yes, this case is really fucking bad, man. They hid, because our tip is, we got to tip in Robert Tuck, ex-jail cop who then became a deputy on the drug squad, who illegally looked me up on the David system, posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS for all 650 cops and jail cops to see, to do me harm. It's just bad, man. Then while I had one cop on the phone yet, oh, let me get back to the first person I had on the phone from that case. That person said, this is weird. While I'm talking to you, somebody's texting me from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. To me, that is proof, because that person has not worked at the Sheriff's Office for fucking almost 9 years. Sheriff's Office texted her while I was on the phone, which to me proves that they have a stingray by my house. As you've heard many times, a stingray gets all your voice and your data. It's a pretend cell phone tower. It's a middleman. I think that was absolute proof that the stingray is on. So anyways, getting back to the other guy. We asked him about a case we've got a tip on many times. There's a deputy there. Actually, we've heard for a long time there's a ton of people on illegal steroids there. And one especially, his name is Jay White. I guess he's huge. He is supposedly under investigation by the feds and FHP for doing illegal steroids. And that nobody will answer. They keep giving the excuse, well, we can't answer on this, and you know, if it's under investigation, which is kind of admitting it is. At the same time, they're admitting it's not. This guy, when asked about that, said, I cannot confirm or deny. Which is again saying, yes, he's under investigation. I mean, it's just fucking endless, man. Jesus. Then we know there must be something going on, because on LEOAFFAIRS in the Charlotte County Sheriff chat room, somebody just left a post this past week that said, Mr. COPWATCH, your dream might be coming soon for all of Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell's corruption. So we're praying that's not a prank. We're praying that's real. I am not the only one that's fighting the corruption there. And I mean, it's just stupid fucking corrupt to the core. So we hope that's true. So now getting back to Robert Tuck. So now we're up to Robert Tuck got hired again, I think in 2012, 2013, right when Charlotte County Sheriff became sheriff. He hired that proven fucking liar, drug taker of steroids. He hired him. And so the question is, how did he pass the polygraph test? Well, I just told you, somebody just tipped us off. A bunch of people are failing polygraph tests and still getting through. That's a crime. A bunch of people are failing drug tests and getting through. That's a crime. So he gets hired in 2013. He marries Jeanette, who is a fucking detective. Oh my God. We think there's multiple reasons why they tried to bury this story. Well, the main reason is because everything is so fucking corrupt about it. It's not even funny. Not even funny. He should have never been hired. I mean, we heard it so bad that when he was hired, they were taking bets to see when he was going to cheat on his wife first. That's how bad. So now he had 3 kids with her. While having the 3rd kid, he was having an affair on the job. He admitted internal affairs report. That's the 2nd affair that she knows of. So how many more are there? We've heard for years he's fucking everybody around town. Because here you go, with power comes corruption. You pull over a lady, she doesn't want a ticket, and we say, well, do me a favor and you might not get a ticket. So that's why we're contacting all these people. Here's your example on how bad of what they're doing to people and families here. It's 38 pages of people that I got to contact. I'm on page 1. Not even done with page 1. You guys have heard the stories, and I'm finding out it's absolutely true. Many of these things are victimless crimes. And for busting these people, they are literally ruining their lives and their families' lives. Because on this first page, I've only got a hold of, Jesus, out of 25, 30, maybe 1 or 2. Everybody else, the phone is disconnected. They don't live there anymore. All for policing for profit. It's just sick, man. So while that fucker, corrupt motherfucker, Bill Prummell, is cranking $137,000 a year of your money, plus benefits, plus retirement. Remember, I've told you, retirement is so out of hand that they made a law that we can't find out how much he's got in his retirement account. That's sad. That's sick. That's corruption. We've heard rumor he's already got $1 million in there. We just read a story up in Jacksonville. There was a cop, and you got to wonder, how the fuck are they doing this? He got $3 to $6 million in his Florida retirement account for being a cop. How the hell? How does that happen, man? You guys do realize this is socialist fascism. This isn't what America was founded on. We were founded on freedom and your own self-worth. You either made it or you didn't. There's none of this socialist bullcrap. Then what's really sick is that we are the only country on the planet where half of the country is socialist fascist and the other half is slaves and serfs to pay for the socialist fascist. It's real, man. Think about it. I don't get what these government workers get. I don't get what the old farts in America get, who used to have freedom, less taxes, good money. I don't have all the crap that they get. And I've told you before, there was an article, they're coming down here worth $2 million, have 2 different homes, and we're paying them retirement money plus healthcare. Healthcare alone, they're taking out ungodly more than they ever paid in. Ever. The reason why healthcare costs are nuts is because of socialist fascism. You used to be able to go to the doctor and fucking barter, man. Jesus. Give them a chicken and get something done. Now the government is fucked with it and made it so expensive. We can only go in case, if it's an emergency. Can't afford Obamacare. $10,000 deductible. You basically self-insured at that point. I mean, it's just really fucked up. That's why all your friends that are government workers, and then I'm just going to say it, all the old retired folk, they're not your friends. That's your enemy, man. They look at you as a fucking slave and a serf. Keep on working, don't say shit, and pay my goddamn shit. Period. That easy. They're basically saying, fuck you, I get health care, you don't. Haha. Oh, and by the way, we're a fascist now. who can't do or say anything. Everything's illegal. As long as I get my drugs from the drug dealer, which is called a doctor and a pharmacy, and as long as they get their health care and their Social Security, all of that's a Ponzi scheme. They don't care if we are in fascism. It's really sick. Very, very sick. Our founding fathers demanded we fight this fucked up tyranny, man. That's not freedom, that's fucked up tyranny. You got a bunch of old farts and government fuckers saying that we're slaves to their shit? Seriously? Everything I'm saying is true, look it up. Founding fathers warned you about this, told you to fight against it. You didn't do shit, now it's here. Now we have a sheriff that has 3 helicopters. Almost everybody's got a freaking military AR rifle, 223. They got a tank. 650 fucking cops for Charlotte County with 150,000 people. Really? $65 million budget. 85% goes to pay benefits and retirement. Do you know why they can do that? Because you're a fucking piggy bank. They don't give a shit. You are a piggy bank. You are just a serf. You are just a slave. You speak out, you go to jail, ruin your life, etc., etc. I mean, they're ruining people's lives to the point where a lot of them end up as homeless. It's just sick. Our founding fathers, if they seen what was going on today, would be shooting by now, period. And what I'm saying is not illegal. That's what our founding fathers said. I'm just repeating history, what they said to do and say. Period. So another thing that we're doing with this Robert Tuck thing, now that we're finding out how corrupt it is, we got the list of everybody that quit, fired, or retired since 2006. We're going to call them all to see what they know about the corruption. Here's a sad part. You know they're really corrupt when you can't find any of their information online. They're literally like the mafia. There's a bunch of them, I can't find nothing. They're that corrupt. They hid their tracks. They're gypsies. You know, the ones that were terminated, got a job somewhere else, hid their footwork. The ones that retired, they're again off the grid because they know they fucked over so many people for victimless crimes, they don't want to find them. That's why, like I said, I was shocked when I found a couple people from the Stacy Tuck case. I was shocked. Man. So, we have another case we got to talk to you about. A lot of you guys love him. A lot of you guys hate him. I'm 50-50. I love what he does, but can't talk to him on the phone because he is psychotic. But when he's on camera, Ian McGuire, so they call it Freedom YouTube channel, just hit 1 million views. Man, when he's on camera, he's on point, man. He knows his law, what he can do, can't do. So far, he has been trespassed for life from Cecil Webb Park for fighting their illegal name collection on people shooting guns there. That's a felony in Florida. There's actually a statute that says you cannot do that because that's public document once they take your name. I can literally go down there and get everybody's name, and I know who's all got guns in Charlotte County, and they're doing it statewide. You've heard my investigation on it. I already got the documents and the emails on it. You know, they keep saying it's to make the park better. Bullshit. It's all going in a database, man. In the beginning, they were taking your name, your number, your address, your phone number, looking at your ID, what kind of guns you had, It was nuts. Ian fought that and got it all the way down to where now they just look at your ID and you write your name and signature, which is still bad. That's still documentation. I can still get the list, look you up, and come take your guns. If I'm government, I can take your guns. If I'm a robber, I can take your guns. Very, very sad. Germany did it. It was not cool. But because Ian fought that, he was trespassed for life. Then, him and a guy named Harry went to, they fought corruption at the Charlotte County government office. Trespassed for a year there for filming. Then they went to Punta Gorda government office with Howard Koenig about the corrupt police chief Tom Lewis. They were illegally trespassed from there for filming and asking questions for life. Unfucking believable. Then Ian went to where was that? Oh, Charlotte County Sheriff, donuts with deputies. Public building, public place, publicly announced. Him and Mike were denied the right to record that and to ask questions inside that room. Unbelievable. Then Ian went to Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. They're having a reporter's announcement. They got a new gadget to do email in the jail. Ian's a fucking reporter. He's got 1 million views on his channel. He was denied the right to go in there. So he's filming all these people going into the room, and he cannot. They even sent Skip Conroy out, one corrupt ass motherfucking Nazi prick! They even sent him out to talk to him. You know, why he couldn't go in and what they're doing. So that's a bunch of crap. Then, when Ian goes to the courthouse, including me, I record. Supposedly in the front of the courthouse where you enter, where the security is, like TSA, there's security, there's a scanner, all that crap. As you know, anywhere else at the airports you can film because it's your right. You're holding these fucking Nazis accountable. Well, there's an out-of-control judge. I believe his name is Judge Allison Dory, which is sad. I thought he was good. He actually helped me with my stalking case one time, and now it looks like he's gone to the dark side. Somebody was stalking me. That's what started COPWATCH. He made a court order. You couldn't record down there, which is a bunch of shit. You can see in through the windows. You can literally look in through the window and record. There's fucking cameras in there. You can go to the second floor and look down to the first floor and record. They are charging him with contempt of court for recording. His court date is Wednesday at 1:30, Charlotte County Court in Punta Gorda, January 24th. And this literally is huge for a lot of us people that, you know, fight corruption, do audits. If he loses his case, this is big. Because it's even though it's bullshit, he shouldn't even be charged. Contempt for, are you fucking serious? How? He came in the entranceway recording. Wow. So I knew the case was coming up. I didn't know it was this quick. So when he posted a video for everybody to go there in case he goes to jail, he could literally get 30 to 60 days, a fine, probation, all this shit. And they will give him the max because they hate him. He's exposing corruption here so bad. So I got a bunch of people to call him to see if they can help. James McDonough. He just won, and we can't believe that Ian's lawyer's not using this. James McDonough just won the right to record no matter what, no matter where, and the public official doesn't even have to know. Pro se, he won that in Florida last year. There's a guy named Mark. I'm having a brain fart on his last name. He does a jury nullification up in Tampa, I believe. And I met him multiple times. Good guy. He's been calling them. In fact, what's a trip is we didn't know it. They were even using... Mark has been arrested illegally for handing out flyers, and they're using a case they used against Mark against Ian, which is bullshit. So Mark is calling him. Then we have the best audit guy, in my opinion, almost on the planet, Jeff Gray from Florida, who's very busy. He kind of got out for a while auditing because he's got to feed the family, and the guy he used to audit with died, and PINELLAS kind of blew up. So now he's driving now, he's a trucker. But even he sees this case as huge. If he loses this, everything goes backwards again. So if you can, January 24th, 2018, Wednesday at 1:30, bring your cameras. They're taking to court and they're trying to get him on contempt of court because they fucking hate his guts. The good part, if he does go to jail, we got an inside guide into jail and what's going on, and we can start doing stories on that. Because we heard it's still horrible. Fucking torture chamber, the food sucks. Everything sucks there, man, really bad. So that's a good part. If he does go to jail, we got an inside source. We can start making videos off of that. They're trying to say that when we go to visit him at the jail, on the phone that's got a picture thing, you don't even get to meet him in person anymore. That's how Nazi it is here. They're saying you can't record even though it's in a public spot. For more money, we could call from the house on a computer, but there again, that's policing for profit. They charge a buttload of money. But we might do it just to make videos, just to get the news out of what corruption is happening there. By the way, for the rest of you people in America where it's fucking cold, I am sweating my ass off. It's 75, 80 degrees now. Holy crap. So it has been busy, busy, busy. Oh, I'm still not even done. So that's the Ian case. We have another case. I met with a guy yesterday that knows somebody that's in prison here in Florida, who the Charlotte County Sheriff Office uses as a confidential informant. He's partially retarded, disabled, mentally ill, blah, blah. They used him for almost a year as a confidential informant, busting all of his friends, and when he was pretty much done busting all of his friends, because what they do here, and to my opinion, is unconstitutional. They're literally putting him in a cop's position. A cop should be doing undercover shit, not a fucking regular person. Jesus Christ. So they had him wired, you know, making deals, getting him bust to get his sentence reduced. That's how they do it here. It's all about plea bargaining. Even though a lot of this crap is victimless crimes. So anyways, the tip is he was working for Charlotte County Sheriff's Office and the DEA in Fort Myers. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office wanted all the little people. They're into numbers. They're into fucking over as many people as they can. Ruin their lives and their families' lives. That's what Charlotte County does. They would rather have all the old retired cops, sheriff, firefighters, military, NSA, worth $2 million living in Florida, living in Charlotte County, like Sarasota or Naples. So they're trying to get rid of all the poor people. So anyways, the DEA wanted the head drug dealer. You cut him off, you cut a bunch of people off. Charlotte County Sheriff didn't like that, and so they took him down because they wanted to keep the head drug dealer going. So Charlotte County Sheriff said, "Fuck you, DEA. We're gonna bust them, so you can't bust the head guy because we like getting all the little guys." So I just met with this guy's only friend in prison, and he told me more horror stories about what happened when he was a confidential informant. Like, he was there when this lady he knew that was a drug dealer. This lady they knew was a drug dealer, was small time, and her drug dealer, the big guy, which the DEA wanted, didn't like the little lady selling drugs because she was buying drugs from other people too, not just him. So he tainted her drugs and killed her with it. So this guy that, by the way, this guy that they railroaded, confidential informant, was in jail, and his story went big because he ate poop while he was in jail, and the jail guard laughed about it, bragged about it, and unbelievably, he was actually fired for it. I'm sure the sheriff hired him later, but don't worry about that. But so he told his handler over at Charlotte County Sheriff's Office that this lady's dead. And he's like, "Holy crap, you're right, man." Never got back to him, never asked how, who, what, where, how, why, and when. Sheriff's Office called it a what do they call it? An overdose. They call it an overdose, even though the person that tipped him off told him it was murder. And they don't care. We found out the reason being, there again, the sheriffs didn't want to rock the boat. If they would have really investigated this would have took down the head drug dealer. They would have quit getting the small guys again, because it's all about policing for profit. We've heard for a long time the feds are giving them money for every single person they bust for drugs. We still can't get the paperwork, but I believe it. Sheriff's Office doesn't want to give out that information, that's for sure. So that's one story that's coming out in the near future. Actually, just did just now. Another story coming out that we heard about is the daughter. I don't know if it was a daughter or another lady. Anyways, this other lady that was busted by the sheriff dating a drug dealer, a head drug dealer they needed so they could get the small guys, was pregnant, and she was on probation, and she was supposed to go in every single month to drug test. We come to find out that she of course was doing drugs while she was pregnant. The sheriff knew she was failing the drug test, didn't want to bust her because that would rock the boat, you know, that'd scare off the big drug dealer, then they'd quit getting their little guys. So they let, another reason too, that they wouldn't bust her for failing a drug test. If she was in jail, the sheriff would have to pay for her birth of her baby. They didn't want to do that, because what they also knew, the drugs that she was doing, the baby would come out addicted, which the baby did. Baby came out addicted to drugs. I believe from what I heard, the DCF took the baby, then they arrested her. And there again, they did it all so they could keep busting the little guys, because it's all about policing for profit. The more busts you get, the more money you get. It's really sad. We've heard this for years now. The sheriff, we just heard it from a nurse, and we want to start calling all the nurses to find out. This is what the sheriff is doing. if you have medical issues, especially if you're pregnant with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office and you're in jail, and you should be in there through your pregnancy, right? They will eject you right before the pregnancy. You're on the street, you have no money, you have no job, you have a baby, and you're completely fucking broke. Poverty. Big time. You're basically making another welfare person. We've heard this, we did hear this from a nurse. This is completely verified. She won't go on record, but it's verified. He does that all the time. Other medical issues. I already told you we got the story, the tip. Last year they busted an older couple with a grow house, 35 pounds of pot. Big case. No more corruption. They said they were looking for a bad guy that day. We find out later that was a lie. They already had a tip. They knew about the grow house, but they used the lie that they're looking for a bad guy to go into the grow house. Anyways, so the lady, 65 years old, she's bad health, in the hospital. You know, the charge is growing pot, 35 pounds of pot. That's heavy duty, man. And she's in the hospital. They think it's stomach cancer and something else. Could be from her age. It could be from the jail. It could be both. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office doesn't want to pay for it. So they do an emergency order to get her out of jail because they don't want to pay for it. Even though that once you're arrested, that your life is the sheriff's. It is absolute communism. He is supposed to take care of you, feed you, medical, everything. Absolute communism. If you want communism, go to jail. That's communism. Well, here's your communism for you. You want to pay for that, for her to get better, so he released her, emergency order. 2 days later, she's on the street, no money for medical, and she died. It's just, as you've already seen, I think it's 40 minutes. I can't talk anymore. I mean, look at the stories. It's just like, fuck, where does it end? Man, my God. Oh. In fact, I can't talk anymore. I'm done. So anyways, that is skating and ranting for the day. That's your corruption. I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks since I did the last one. I hope it's good video. This is the new body camera. Transcend makes it, 2-year warranty, 185 bucks, 1080p. You can drop it, all that crap. Nice heavy duty clip on it. I didn't know how it was going to be with the wind, so that's why I thought I'd test it. Gotta hope it's good after talking 40 minutes. And subscribe to my channel, like it, share it. You can donate to PayPal. You can donate to Patreon every month. You can set it up. You can put me on there just like a bill. He killed the big channel. I'm on the backup channel. 10 million views, 10,000 subscribers. If every subscriber gave $1, I could quit doing my job during the day and go full-time investigations and pay for lawyers to tear this fucking corrupt ass piece of shit Sheriff Bill Prummell to the ground. So just think about that. If everybody gave $1, if you want to give more than that, that's totally fine too. 10,000 subscribers. Everybody gave $1, $10,000 a month. I could go full time and sue these fuckers out of existence. Think about that. County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.